Okay, Steve, thanks for joining us, and we'll start off by going a few games back where we went away to Hartley Whitney and we won 1-3-2.
Yeah. It was a very strange game. I've got to say, I thought we were brilliant for 40 minutes. Probably should have been 5 up, and that's not an exaggeration. We should have been 5 up, and then they scored just before half time. It's that little question mark, a little element of doubt. It's always that seed of doubt is always there. But half time we came in, and you look at as a whole, and we were very, very good on a difficult pitch. Second half we go out, and for 20-25 minutes, fine. I mean, they don't really cause a problem. We're comfortable. We're dealing with it, and then we get the customary 2 or 3 lads that hit about 70 minutes, and because they haven't played enough, and because they're carrying injuries, and we haven't really got people to replace them with, signal across they're struggling. So, we make 3 substitutes in quick succession, like we have done in, I think, the last 3 games prior to that, and the whole course of the game literally changed when we did that. And in the end, they have a man sent off. We have 11 against 10, and we are absolutely hanging on for dear life. So, shouldn't be like that, but it is. And there, it was almost like the season before the last 3 weeks, the last 15 minutes of the game, and the season the last 3 weeks for that 70 odd minutes. So it just shows 1 or 2 players, with that little bit of extra ability and that little bit of extra experience make a huge difference. And as I say, it was a really good performance for 70 minutes. It was up there with the best that we've seen this season against a team that are in good form and are really difficult to play on their own patch. So, pleased overall with the performance, certainly.
And saying about the good first half performances, that carried on at Taunton,
where
I thought we were brilliant. Unfortunately, came away with a defeat, but it seemed harsh. Yeah,
I mean, I think you could probably sum it up in one of the songs that their fans sung, and I think it was 3 shots, 3 goals for us, and they actually did not have. I'm not talking about shot on goal. I'm talking about another shot in the game, apart from the actual goals that they scored. One was a ridiculously soft penalty. I spoke to their fellow after, and it just a ludicrous decision, which did really kill the game from our perspective. He's hit a 25-yard shot with the wind, which is great, and they've scored. Probably a goal that we can do better, but you can't avoid every goal that you concede. You can always pick out bits. But we've missed 5 gilt-edged chances. You've only got to look at the highlights of the game, and they've missed out 2 of our best chances as well on the highlights. But even that gives you a fair reflection of, apart from the 3 goals they've scored, there's nothing else on the highlights from their perspective. Whereas ourselves, we've had 3 gilt-edged chances. You can add another 2 that they didn't show, and we really should have, come away with something. We should have won the game, let's be honest, but we didn't. We really should have, come away with at least a point. I think no one, anybody in their fair mind, right mind, any sort of neutral going to that game would have said that was the wrong scoreline.
The work rate, especially in the first half, was immense. The pressure and every time
absolutely they were. I thought, these are games. With all due respect, we're not going to go up. We're not going to go down. We've gone to a really tough place in Hartley, given everything. We played against Weston-super-Mare. And that attitude was absolutely spot on. Fantastic, their work rate. Went to Taunton on a blowy, windy Tuesday night, a really long trip. Pitch was dreadful, and we've given it a real go. And that's all I'm asking now. We're not talking about thinking that we can win the next 10 games, because we can't. But what we are thinking about is providing a platform and a foundation for us to build from. And and I think as well, from my perspective, looking at it. If you're asking what is the attitude of the boys going forward, I think over the last 3 games it's been absolutely fantastic. So I can't ask any more. They've shown what good characters they are, what great attitude they've got, and we've just got to keep those standards up now.
I think there was a good group of supporters headed down there and made a lot of noise as well.
Yeah,
and,
brilliant, fantastic for us.
They were obviously disappointed with the result, but actually the performance. You've
got to be there, haven't you?
Yeah.
That was one of those games. It's difficult for me to fully describe it, because there's obviously people will think there's a bit of bias in what you're saying. I'm actually calling it as it was, and they did not have a shot outside of the 3 goals that they scored. We've had 5 gilt-edged chances. that's the summation of the game in a nutshell.
Yeah.
They're a good side as well, by the way.
Yeah,
on a really good run.
Really good.
So we're not playing any mugs.
I think that's something like 8 or 9 they've won in the league in a row.
That's I think that's
certainly very good form.
14 unbeaten.
Yeah, very good form.
So we made a good side look pretty average on the night.
Yeah, absolutely. So we released an article earlier this week that Fitchett's been called back and Josh Sommerton has signed until the end of next season.
Yes. So we obviously were. It's actually not bad timing for Dan Fitchett because obviously Sam Ashton has been struggling, and Sam Ashton now is. We think has got a small tear in his medial, so Sam's going to be missing for a little while, and obviously Fitch will come back in now and take his place, and hopefully we've got a fit and firing Dan Fitchett, because if we have, he's gone there, he's already scored 3 goals for them in the small space of time he's been there, so hopefully we get the player back that we've been missing all season, and we know what he's capable of, and he'll be a really, really good addition to the squad and the side again now.
And I mean, with the chances that the likes of Baggy and Calvin Brooks were creating on Tuesday night, he should hopefully feed on that.
Yeah, I mean, you look down both sides now, and it's particularly strong. As you said, Baggy and Calv down one side, and then you've got Diaz and Josh down the other. So all of a sudden, and Sam understands. We all understand. That the right side of midfield, right wing, has been a huge problem for us. But Baggy's come in and he's solved that. We're not teaching someone how to play that role. He knows how to play the role. It's a huge difference. We're not shoehorning someone in there who's not a right winger just to do us that job. So really, really pleased with his contribution. It's been fantastic, and obviously it makes a marked difference to the one who's playing up front. And that's why Sam's had 2 or 3 good chances the other night. He scored 2 at Hartley, should have got 4 probably. But all of a sudden we look like we're creating more, and I'm not sure that'll be the case Saturday with Hayes, but there we go. We might have to. I think if we create something, I think they'll probably create something as well. So
it's a tough one.
It's in a way it's not a bad thing, because if you're going to play the tough games, you want to play them with the side probably in as best a shape as it's been in all season. Yeah, and I know that we'll give Hayes, we'll give anybody a really tough game, because it's more about us than it is anybody else. Having said that, I mean they're a fantastic side. So we have like a conference side in the Southern Prem, because that's basically what they are in a nutshell. So it'll be a good game.
So you mentioned Sam Ashton's possibly going to be missing for a while. Also Marvin's still struggling. Marvin
obviously played the other day, played very well for 70 minutes, had to come off, and his knee's blown up again. So same sort of injury I think as Sam. Both of them are sat there, and their knees are particularly swollen, so it's not a great outcome for either player, in all honesty. But I think you learn to get on with it now. I think this is just another one of those where you just think, well, okay, whatever. Case of
We've been in worse situations.
I mean, look, it is what it is. They're 2 fantastic players, and they would make a marked difference to the side. But we've run like this all season. It is what it is. Let's just get on with it. We're in decent shape. We're okay. As I say, we'll put a team out that's good enough to be competitive Saturday.
Right, okay, and we look forward to seeing everybody join us here at the Raymac on Saturday for that game that we just discussed.
I mean, just more of the same, please, because you've been absolutely brilliant so far. Turned up in your numbers. Hopefully, I mean, this on paper has got the markings of a really, really good game, and I hope everyone will come and get behind the lads, because I think I've got a funny feeling we might need you.
Yeah, I think that might be a good one. Thank you very much for joining us, Steve.
Pleasure.